This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Let's get to our first match here on the show. It's Vader teaming with Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith. They're going to pick up a win over Jake Roberts, Ahmed Johnson, and Yokozuna. They get plenty of time, 12 minutes and 51 seconds. Vader would pin Roberts with a Vader bomb. Meltzer would say there were pops for the signature points of the match and for Vader Yoko, but not sustained heat. 2.5 stars. Originally, this was supposed to be, I believe, Vader versus Yoko, but there's some concerns about whether or not Yoko can do a full match. So, man, if we throw Owen and Davey and Jake and Ahmed, we can get enough camouflage together, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this was supposed to be the spotlight for Vader. And unfortunately, you didn't have that one single opponent for Vader to dominate. So you did have to kind of put things around it. But considering the talent that was in there, it wasn't horrible.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it's interesting to go back in hindsight and say this and not be joking around, but Ahmed Johnson was over and you guys were pushing him. So you need to have a spot for him on the Rumble. You're also trying to establish Jake Roberts and his redemption story, a former top star, a legacy performer everyone's familiar with. You want to highlight Vader as your new big badass. Yoko just 2 years ago was in the main event for the world title. I mean, he main evented 2 WrestleMania. So he has to be there if you can find a spot for him. And what else needs to be said about Owen and Davey, 2 of the best performers on the whole roster. But it is weird that, hey, we don't really have anything for all those guys. So fuck it. Throw them in a 6-man.
There you go.
Talk a little bit about the Observer. They write, the Huckster Nacho Man Billionaire Ted skit match will be on the pregame show, which pretty much removes the legal threats from that skit by using the likeness of Hulk Hogan, Ted Turner, and Randy Savage, all owned or controlled by WCW as part of an endeavor in which the public pays for it, which the pay-per-view falls into, but a free show doesn't. They would open themselves up for potential legal action down the road. So the idea is there was a match originally promoted that's going to have Nacho Man and Huckster and Billionaire Ted in a match on the pay-per-view. Now it's the pre-show. Did the possibility of litigation, since you guys were already thinking that way, cross your mind?
No, really and truly, the whole thought process behind it was, goddamn, let's just get over with this and move on. And no one was going to buy the pay-per-view for that. No, correct. And it was more along the lines of just, let's get it over with, put it on the pre-show, be done with it, and just be done. So by this point, you guys were just frustrated with the whole thing, but knew you had to have a payoff. So let's just get it over with. Okay. Is that one of those deals in hindsight where it seemed like a good idea on paper, but then it was just a fart in church? Like nobody cares. Well,
what are we doing?
It's funny maybe 1 or 2 times, but then it just became, okay.
Yeah. We're over it. Yeah. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.